Hey everybody, Dr. Oliver here for backintelligence.com, and today we're going to go over 3 exercises that can be utilized by the senior citizen population. If you haven't done so yet, click the subscribe button to get access to videos as we put them out. I have a lot of patients in this age bracket, the senior citizens, and oftentimes I want them to do exercises as I want all my patients to do exercises, but sometimes one of the limiting factors for them is getting up and down off the floor, so we have to come up with exercises that they can do without having to do that or reducing the amount they actually have to do that. So we're going to go over a few exercises today. 2 of them are actually about activating, one for your abdominal wall and your core muscles, the other for your glutes, and then another one that's more of a stretch that can open up the front of the hip. So we're going to go through these right now. We're going to have Leon demonstrate. We're going to do these on a table right now. At home, if you're using this, you can do it on your bed. You can do it on a table. You want to find something that's nice and stable and something you feel comfortable leaning onto. So the first one's going to be a plank. Typically, you'll see the plank on the ground, right? Well, we're going to do an elevated plank, and you're going to find an object. Typically, I have my patients use a bed because I think it's a good height for most people. So they're going to line up to that object, and Leon's going to step into it. He's going to start with his core nice and tight. Yep. And then what he's going to do is he's going to step 1 foot back at a time, and he's going to be leaning on those forearms. So you can see he's holding a nice straight line here. He's not sagged down. He's keeping his core, his stomach really tight right now, and he's just going to sit there and hang out. He's going to try to do 20 seconds. If he finds that too difficult, he'll do 10 to start out with. And then when he comes out of it, he's just going to step 1 foot forward, take a little break, rest for a few seconds, do it again. Again, you're engaging that core. You're imagining someone's punching you in the stomach. Get into that position and hold. So again, try to go for that 20 seconds and do as many as you can before you start to fatigue. You should never feel it in your low back. If you feel you start to sag, Leon, show what it would be like if you sag down. This is not what we want, and we don't want to be up real high either. You don't want to see him up piked up like that. So a nice straight line, holding that position. As you get comfortable, if you find this gets easier and easier, you can lower that object. Some patients I'll have go to a couch or an ottoman. Again, just make sure it's something you feel comfortable leaning onto and is very supportive. So another one we can do, again, with the bed or with the table is going to be to activate the glutes and the hip here. So we're going to find that object. We're going to line up to it again. We can grab a little pillow or a sweater or a jacket, and we're going to put that right at the edge. And when we line up to the table or the bed, we're going to put it right at the crease right here in our hips where our belt would be, and we're going to lay down. We put that jacket or that pillow underneath our stomach just to lift it up just a little bit so we don't use our low back so much. Then what you're going to do is 1 leg at a time, you're going to straighten that leg out and you're going to lift it. He's using his glute right here to activate, and he's not using his back so much. He's going to really isolate, and you should feel this in your hip and your glute. You should feel it in your butt. You want to be careful not to lift too high. Leon, show him, if you were to lift too high with that leg, you'd actually start to go into your back a lot, and you'd feel it get real tight. That's not what we're looking for. We're just straightening that leg, extending it, lifting up, feeling that glute activate, and put it down. We could do 5 on each side, back and forth 3 times, so we're going to get a total of 15. So you should get 5 nice extensions, switch to the other side, same thing, go back and forth 3 times. So again, we should be feeling this in our glute, maybe in our leg as well, but not in our low back. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of a stretch for the hip flexors. A lot of times, the population in general tends to sit too much, right? All of us, we all sit too much, so we tend to see the hip flexors be in a shorter, tighter position. So the typical stretch would be a kneeling stretch. But again, in this population, a lot of times you may not feel comfortable being on your knee or being in that position. So we can try to do a standing hip flexor stretch. So I'll have Leon come stand over in front of the table so you can see him. And he's going to use the table as support next to him. So right now he's going to be stretching his right side. So he's going to have his right leg back, his left leg forward, slight bend in that left knee. And then what he's going to do, he's going to take his pelvis, which is this part of him here, and he's going to tuck it backwards. So he's actually going to kind of flatten his low back. Doing that, he should also squeeze his right butt. So he's going to squeeze his butt and then go forward slightly at the hips. What he's looking to feel is the stretch all in the front of that hip there. You don't want to feel this really yanking or bothering your low back. You should feel the front of that back leg. If he feels comfortable, he can take his right hand or the same size hand, stick it straight up in the air, and he's going to slightly rotate away and lean away. But again, he's using the table for support. If he doesn't feel comfortable, he wouldn't do the hand part. He would just work on with just the leg. So again, we're going to do this stretch for about 20 to 30 seconds. Nice strong stretch for a big muscle. Relax, come down and switch. So I'll have Leon switch and just show you the other side. So again, now he's going to have that left leg back. He's tucking his pelvis. Imagine you're taking your belt and you're pulling it up to your face. You should feel the front of that left leg, that front of that back leg get tight. Squeeze your butt nice and tight on the left. And again, feel the stretch. If you feel comfortable, stick that hand up in the air and then open up almost like you're about to throw a ball. And you should feel it kind of creep up into your side a little bit. So again, 20, 30 seconds on these. They should not bother your low back.
I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like it and share it with a friend. Also, research shows that strengthening your core area can help relieve some of that low back pain that you're feeling, but it's important to know which exercises specifically to do and how, and you want these exercises to be both effective and safe for your spine. And we have just the PDF for that. So if you'd like to get a free PDF of core exercises that are safe for your spine and are very effective, there's going to be a link to get them somewhere here on the video or down below in the description. Just go to that page, enter your email, and we'll send you that PDF right away.